Let's dive deeper into Trump's tariffs shaking up the global scene. The Department of Commerce has, in fact, is on high alert, meticulously analyzing the ripple effects of these Trump's latest trade moves. Keeping in view of the Viksit Bharat vision, the department is also, in fact, working very closely with key players from Indian industry leaders to even exporters, gathering critical insights on how these tariffs could, in fact, impact them. They're not just playing defense. Officials are also on the lookout for fresh opportunities that could emerge from this bold shift in U.S. trade policy. For more on this, NDTV's Himanshu Shekhar brings us the latest. Himanshu, what's the latest you're picking up? We saw a press release by the Ministry of Commerce come in only last hour. What's the latest and what can we expect?
Well, I just spoke to a senior Commerce Ministry official just a few minutes ago, and he said that there are a couple of things which are very important to understand how India actually assesses the impact of the reciprocal tariff that has been imposed. The first thing he said was the fact that in the executive order issued by US President, in clause 4, there is a provision that if a country against whom the reciprocal tariff has been imposed, if it addresses the concerns of the United States in terms of addressing the questions that US has with regard to a tariff that has been fixed in a certain sector, then the US President has the right to actually revisit the tariff rates, and US President can in fact authorize a reduction in the reciprocal tariff that has been imposed. India is confident that so far it is in fact in a very unique position now as far as the bilateral trade agreement talks are concerned. India is the only country which is now in talks with the US for a bilateral trade agreement, and Commerce Ministry sources are telling us that bilateral trade agreement talks are a very important platform to address the concerns both India and US have with regard to the tariff issue. India also has some concerns about some of the non-tariff barriers that US has imposed, and India is confident that all these apprehensions that Trump administration has with regard to the imposition of high tariffs by India will be addressed through these talks, and India is hopeful that by September most of these differences on the tariff will be resolved. So at the moment, India officially is saying that we are studying the implications, but officials tell us that we are confident that the concerns that Trump administration has will be addressed through these talks that we are having towards the bilateral trade agreement. And secondly, the US President, of course, is authorized under Clause 4 of the executive order that if India addresses the concern that US has with regard to the tariff issue, then the US President is authorized to actually reduce the reciprocal tariff. So we have keeping the fingers crossed, but at the moment, India, of course, is confident as far as dealing with or addressing the concerns on the tariff front with the US is concerned.
Well, thank you so much for that. Keeping the fingers crossed. The world's actually keeping the fingers crossed.